Well, hello there. Coming to you from a different vantage point today. This is the new release corner of my record shop. So I got new vinyl, new CDs. Oh, we still carry CDs. I know some people are very anti CD. Actually, if you've been looking at things online lately, the value of CDs, common ones are still low, but certain rare ones are starting to go up. So they're becoming a rarer thing. Anyway, that being said, I hope you're all staying healthy. Country's gone crazy. Make sure to mask up. That's all I gotta say. I mean, the only way we're gonna beat this thing is if we unify and bond together on something. And you got people out there that just want to just live like, I don't know. I mean, it's one thing to live sort of ignoring things. It's another to sort of like put your head in the sand. So anyway, if you know people who have been sick, I'm very sorry because we do know that it's been bad. And as someone that has an immune compromised person living with them, it does sort of weigh on my soul a little bit when people are sort of not paying attention to those things. However, that being said, people that have been coming into my shop have been very conscientious about this. Everyone has had a mask. No one has really given me lip or anything about that. And they've been pretty good about limiting their time and also the numbers of people. I haven't had like masses in at any time and been trying to watch that situation. So all's been okay here so far. That being said, I kind of want to go through some of the record store day plans just really quick. Still kind of ironing those things out. We do have 3 days now to look forward to August 29th, September 26th, October 24th, 3 Saturdays. As you may know, there was an April one scheduled as usual, canceled. Then it got rescheduled for June 20th, canceled. So now we have these 3 dates: August, September, October. They're all Saturdays. How do I feel about this? Well, it's going to be a lot to manage considering that there's three of these. That means that we have to run this event 3 times and not having. I really don't want to deal with a line in person. I'm really leaning towards doing a curbside situation. And so what that means is, look, it's a good in a way because you won't have to wait in a line all night standing outside in the cold. Well, it won't be cold in August, but standing outside waiting for, am I going to get something? Am I not going to get something? Um, but what it means is you're going to have to do is you're going to have to educate yourself on the process. And I've been talking about it for my shop since back in March about this idea. So I think what we're leaning towards is doing an email situation where we will open our email at, we'll say 24 hours before the event. So August 28th at 8 o'clock in the morning. You send an email to our store email address that reserves your time. We will use those timestamps and send you back an email to confirm your time, make sure that we have the information about your vehicle, find out what you're looking for, and then be able to tell you what we'll probably be able to fill from that. And then when you get here at your scheduled time, we'll take care of your payment then. Curbside. Okay, now this means that there won't be the physical line, so we won't all be breathing everybody else's air. Good thing. Um, it might make some people a little bit upset if they get confused about the process and they just show up that day and haven't planned ahead. And I can't really please everybody. This is the problem. And I don't want to get people sick if they don't need to get sick needlessly, but I also don't want to just have a line either. So I think this is probably the best process. And people might actually appreciate having a specific time that they show up. that prevents them from standing in a line. So there's good and bad. All right, but this is the process so far. If it stinks, and it very well could, because this is all trial and error, if the August 29th one does not go well, we'll throw it out and try something else for the September one. But I'd like to kind of nail it down. I've been working on this concept for a while. So that being said, the orders have already been placed for August 29th. If you had anything that you were looking for that day, I'm sorry, they're all already in. But hopefully I ordered enough, and then things that you were looking for. So, but go to the recordstoreday.com website, look at the lists, familiarize yourself with the lists. Now that day, if there are things that you might want in the inventory of the store that are not on the list, like just a regular, something that's not part of that, add that into your email so we'll know that there are other things there too. The other thing is that the store will probably be closed for browsing until 1 o'clock on those Saturdays. So, and then once that happens, people can come in and look at used stuff and other stuff if you want. But again, that's up to you if you want. That would mean that you would have to come back if you'd been there earlier, which is kind of a hassle, I know. Also, we would have to limit it to 7 or 8 people at a time. So there's a lot of different facets here, and my goal is to not keep people away from the store and anger them, but you gotta figure out, how are we going to do this and keep everybody safe. So it's the best thing I can come up with, and you want me to stay healthy, otherwise you won't get the September and October record store days, right? So I think for everyone involved is probably the best plan. All right, on to some new release things. So I'm just going to kind of run around the corner here and just pull some things. So we've got the new Willie Nelson, called The First Rose of Spring. The man's, 87 years old, still cranking them out. Great new record by the Beths. If you're not familiar with them, you should be getting yourself with them. From Australia, I think, and wonderful, female-fronted rock. This is one of my favorite new records out. Sparks, a steady drip, drip, drip. Featuring the song iPhone, which has the lyric, "Put your effing iPhone down and listen to me," over and over again. Also, the children's choir led "Please Don't F Up My World." This is their, I think, 24th album. They've been around for 50 years. The brothers are in their 70s, and they're still very vital. Let's see, new Paul Weller on Sunset. I think this is the black vinyl version, don't quote me on that, but again, another person who started in the 70s with the Jam. Amazing. The new Haim album, which really is fantastic. If you like Laurel Canyon, sort of like updated kind of Sheryl Crow influenced rock. I mean, it's really good stuff though, actually. And new Lady Gaga. I've mentioned this before, Chromatica. That's been pretty popular. Got the new Mac Miller, Circles. His last record. So John Bryan produced that. You might know him from his work with Fiona Apple, Amy Mann. Interesting. New Jayhawks record, XOXO. There's a new member, Karen Grotberg. I'm not exactly sure how to say that, but she's fantastic. I saw them on CBS Saturday Morning a couple weeks ago. She blew me away. New Ray LaMontagne, Monovision, and sort of a return to form for him, kind of back to his roots. You've already seen the new Jason Isbell, Reunions. That came out during the pandemic. So did the new Lucinda Williams, which is fantastic. Boy, is she angry. I love the new Nora Jones too. I think it's one of her best pick me up off the floor. Great, great album. Um, this came out this weekend. Margot Price. That's how rumors get started. Um, yeah, she started out on Third Man. At least that's my knowledge of her, and this is her third record. If you like Americana kind of stuff. And Rufus Wainwright still at it. Looking older, still sounds great. So that's his new one. All right. Also, I have these guys, Sports Team. If you like sort of like British punk rock sort of stuff, they're pretty great. Ooh. Okay, I hadn't shown it yet, but the new Moby. It's called All Visible Objects, and you know, it's funny because I think this is the most Moby-esque sounding album I've heard in, I can't remember. I mean, I know he does punk and he does bluesy kind of stuff and samples. And this has samples, but it's very like early 90s trance disco house. It's excellent, actually, in a lot of ways. The new Rolling Stones 10-inch, Living in a Ghost Town, which you see on the wall over there too. This is on orange vinyl. It's actually a really great song, perfect for the pandemic too, Living in a Ghost Town. Then we got things like Voodoo Lounge. They did a whole series of half-speed mastered versions of their albums, and from Sticky Fingers to the present, we have them all in stock. There's actually a Goat's Head Soup deluxe edition coming out in September also, which has 3 unreleased tracks, including a track with Jimmy Page on guitar. The Nationals High Violet deluxe edition 3-record set. I think that this is on purple and white vinyl. It's one of their best albums, and I mean that's saying something because their albums are great. And anyway, bunch of bonus material there. I think I may have shown this before, but I'll show it up close. David Bowie, Space Oddity picture disc. Great cover art, and there's a poster included. I think I've shown this too, but Prince, a 4-record set of live stuff, and he released 2 other live records at the same time that are sort of the before and after of an evening with Prince. I've shown this, The Rush, Permanent Waves box set is quite a tome. There's a lot of stuff in there. And I like the altered cover art. I think that was a pretty cool idea. Just a few other things here. The Cranberries collection that I keep posting pictures of online, Dreams. It has Linger, Dreams, and Zombie. So it's got, the 3 biggest hits. Can't really go wrong with that. Disturbed. Can you believe it's the 20th anniversary of this? I can't. Pressed on smoky black colored vinyl. Yeah, of course. For anybody who loves REO, I mean, it's a hits collection. It's got them all in one spot if you are in for that sort of thing. Go-Go's, same sort of thing. All their 80s hits. I don't know why Kathy Valentine is listed on the back. I mean, she did play on all these songs, but she's not in the picture. I don't know if that has anything to do with the fact that she's not in the band anymore because of infighting. Candlebox is a repressing of their biggest hit 90s album debut. And, I don't know, I guess this little thing, the Magnetic Fields Quickies. They took their album and pressed it on 5 7-inches, which was kind of a funny idea. This features some of the songs like When the Brat Upstairs Got a Drum Kit, You Got a Friend in Beelzebub, I Want to Join a Biker Gang, Kraftwerk in a Blackout, I've Got a Date with Jesus, and I Wish I Were a Prostitute Again. Someone's got a funny, sick sense of humor. I don't know. Anyway, Magnetic Fields. Pretty typical coming from those guys. So anyway, I think that pretty much covers it. thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I know that, we're trying to make things work. I've spoken so much in these videos about how much you all mean to us, me, your support, keeping things going, keeping it alive. Right now, I'm just like, let's get through 2020 and try and make the best of it. And there's been a lot of really positive things, and I try not to get too emotional about it. But I've still had some people doing some extremely kind gestures that just they're touching in a time like this. So thank you very much, and we'll see you soon. Maybe another week or so. Oh, don't forget, this week Bob Dylan, Fiona Apple, both coming on vinyl. Get your orders in now. Okay, bye.